Hey guys, Dmonty here with another video on Dragon Ball Legends. So in today's video, we will have double fan art, one up top, one to the side. So guys, thank you for sending your fan art into me. Greatly helps support my channel. If you have any of your own drawings, my email's in the description. Send it on over and I'll make sure to show it for you. I do apologize. I'm a little bit behind right now. I'm doing my best to get caught up this week. So thank you for that. And let's get in today's video on how to not suck in PvP when it comes to Legends. So these methods also work. These methods also work when it comes to PvE, you know, actually doing the events. The AI in the game sometimes is a little bit smarter than what the PvP is, only on the harder events, but for the most part, it does work. All right, so there's actually three key things that I want to talk about today. Rising Rush, and something that we're going to call Dash Tech. My friend Nazdarachi dubbed it as so. So, guys, if you haven't checked out Nazdarachi, he's the one that kind of taught me about this. Make sure to go check out his channel. He is an awesome Dragon Ball Legends tuber, so he's up and coming. Please go subscribe to the man. And then the last thing we're talking about is the bait. Actually, we'll probably talk about the bait first, because that's probably one of the most important things in the game. All right. So what the bait is, I'm actually going to change the screen to over here in a game right now so you can see what it looks like to bait your opponent and how to take advantage of that. So what the optimal situation in every second of this game is to have your Vanish and your opponent not have their Vanish. That's what you want to be at all times, okay? And in order to do that, effectively, you're going to have to bait your opponent. And there's a couple of different ways to do so, but you got to be careful because this game is an entirely like rock, paper, scissors game that if you try to bait your opponent, they can counter it, okay? All right. So, the first way to bait your opponent, probably the most effective way, and it does work probably about 80% of the time for me, is to just throw a single Ki Blast by tapping on the middle of the screen during a fight. You have to be a little bit further away. If you're too close up, you'll throw a couple punches. So, if you're a little further away, you will throw a Ki Blast. Now, so as you can see on the screen, I'll slow it down here. What the Ki Blast, the original Ki Blast does, it causes the opponent, because they're waiting for you. They are waiting for you. It causes the opponent to vanish and use their dodge, basically. And what that means is you just baited the opponent. They no longer have their dodge. You have yours, okay? So, after you throw your Ki Blast, I'll slow it down here. The opponent will vanish, and they will come at you probably 95% of the time. They vanished, and they're coming at you, okay? So, at this point right here, it's your turn to vanish. Boom. So, now you both used your Vanish. I get it. But now you are open. You basically get to attack them and they cannot intervene. So they have no Vanish. The only thing they can do is swap characters, sometimes to Piccolo, which takes reduced damage, but you have free reign on your opponent as of this point. Now, so there are a couple downsides to throwing the single Ki Blast here. If the opponent is smart, which sometimes this does happen, they will know that you're trying to bait them and counter you with the Ki Blast card. So if you throw a single Ki Blast and they counter with the 30 Ki Blast card, it will beat you every time. So it basically destroys your Ki Blast and it hits you in the face. So, but it is important to try to bait out your opponent whenever possible. It becomes a rock, paper, scissors games at that point. But make sure you guys are doing that. Never just rush in. Try to make sure, if you're rushing in, try to make sure your opponent's Vanish is gone. Now, one other thing I want to talk about Vanishes that a lot of people don't realize as well. If you hit your opponent with a card, like even a strike card, a key card, or a special card, a 50 key card, their Vanish resets. So keep that in mind when doing combos. You got to pay attention when they have it again and try to bait it out. Now, another thing about Vanishes, I know this is a lot about Vanishes because the bait is so important here. Another thing you can do here is swap out characters. You want to try to have a Vanish at all times. If you find yourself at a disadvantage, like, oh crap, my Vanish is not here, he's going to hit me soon, that's when you swap out characters to get a new character in there that has a Vanish so you can be prepared to counter whatever he throws at you. Alright, so enough about Vanishes. I had a couple of things on the screen that you can see there of me actually doing what I'm talking about. The next thing we're going to talk about is called the Dash Tech. So what the Dash Tech essentially is, and my buddy Nazdarachi named it as this, and I like it, so I'm going to keep with it, is how to extend your combos beyond just 4 cards. So as you guys know, you can actually, if you have enough Ki, you can actually tap all 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, and your opponent will just keep on hitting. So this is bad. You never actually want to do that ever. Even though it's cool to know that your opponent can't get out of the combo, there are better means to using your cards. So what the dash tech is, and they might patch this at some point in the game because it almost looks like it shouldn't even be there. It's after you use one card and you successfully hit, you can actually dash forward just by pressing up an upward motion on the screen. As you can see right here, I'll show you guys a sample. You press up on the screen, your opponent will dash, and you immediately press another card. So, I know this doesn't sound like much, but what you're accomplishing here is as you're dashing up, you'll see your key meter actually increase. So, because you're not spamming all your cards, not gaining any key whatsoever, by dashing up a little bit forward, you'll get anywhere from 9 to 12 key, and then you press the other card. And it will actually keep chaining the combo over and over and over again. There is a second advantage from doing this, because you guys, as normally, when you spam the cards, you have a maximum combo of 4. So basically, you can do like two punches and let's say 2 key blasts, whatever it is. By doing this method right here, you are basically able to sometimes pull off 6 cards. So because you are dashing a little bit forward, time is elapsing, allowing more cards to appear in your hand and extend your combo. So there is even a more broken method into this for a infinite combo, and there's a character in the game that can pretty much do it. I would say not infinite, because probably around 7 or 8 times you are going to run out of key just because it ends. But Pan. So I know a lot of you guys think Pan is underrated right here, but Pan is actually pretty damn good if you know how to use her and use this dash tech. So what Pan does, I'm going to show her ability really quick. Main ability. Nope. Z ability. I'm sorry. Unique ability. Here we go. So Assault Key Restore Speed is 20% to own key restore speed from battle start for 25 timer counts. So what this means is because you're getting that extra 20% when you're using Pan, you're pretty much not going to run out of key, and you can extend that combo. Even I've done it to even like 7 to 8 cards. Okay, when doing the combo, guys, using the dash tech, make sure to only use yellow and basically 30 key blast and the punch card. You can end it if you have the key with a beam, but that's completely up to you. Another thing to note about Pan compared to the other units, Pan is a key machine. So if you guys didn't know this. If you look at Pan's key restore speed, it's at 2,624. We're probably like, oh, that's numbers, big deal. Let me show you compared to another unit like Super Saiyan Goku over here. Super Saiyan Goku has 1,000 less, so that's quite a big difference, key restore speed. So when you implement the dash tech and you have Pan, you can almost literally take out an entire character if Pan's strong enough. I'm actually quite investing orbs right now into Pan for this reason. You can almost take out an entire character with a type disadvantage because you have the main ability that you pop, and her key speed is insane. So Pan has an extra advantage on pretty much everybody if you know how to play her. All right. So the last thing that we're going to talk about, how to not suck at PvP, is the Rising Rush. So the Rising Rush is one of the most important things in the fight. If you miss your Rising Rush and your opponent hits it, you are at an extreme disadvantage. Okay. So the Rising Rush uses all cards in your hand. So if you have 4 key cards in your hand, it's going to use all those cards. It's actually going to use 3 of the cards, and you're going to pick one card, and that's going to be the card that you take in for the rock, paper, scissors games. Your opponent has to try to guess your card. So you can kind of take that to your advantage as well. Say for example, you have Vegeta, and you have like 4 key blast cards. You know you're about to do a crap ton of damage because he has stronger key blasts. So if you have like 4 key blast cards, Vegeta will go da 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 and do it a third time da 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 da. That's why it actually uses the cards in your hand. So make sure to use it to your character's strengths. If you have a card with high striking power, and you have 4 punch cards, that's who you want to try to use the Rising Rush with. I know sometimes that's a little bit difficult, but do it as the best you can. Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about with Rising Rush is you never want to hard Rising Rush into your opponent because you will get dodged. I'm sure you guys have seen this. The correct way to Rising Rush is to make sure that one of your cards connects first, either a Key Blast or a punch card, or you win a clash, where you have to time the taps. Something. Your opponent has to be being knocked backwards in order to... Then you tap Rising Rush. If you do it correctly, it cannot be dodged. You are going to hit your opponent, and if you're at the same level as your opponent most likely will die with the Rising Rush. Now, Same thing goes for your opponents. You gotta know when he most likely is gonna have Rising Rush. You gotta make sure to try to time it correctly, and not leave yourself open. That's why baiting is so important in this game, because if you bait your opponent correctly, you can never put yourself in a situation where you have to get hit with the Rising Rush. So those are some of the key aspects of this game, guys. I hope that helped you a lot. I'm going to end this video out on a YOLO because I got that 20 stone single, and I'm sure you guys do as well. If you want to do a YOLO with me, please feel free to. I got a lot of editing to do for this one, but I hope you guys understood that. If you have any questions in the comments, please go ask away. I will do my best to help you. Remember, baiting your opponent, the dash tech, and landing Rising Rushes successfully. Make sure to never ever hard Rising Rush. When your opponent has a dash, 9 times out of 10, they will most likely dodge your ass, okay? I got a lot of other tips I can do in a video. This is, just the first one. So if you guys want to see more, please make sure to hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll make sure to keep the content coming, all right? All right, so we're going to end this one off on a YOLO. And Super Saiyan? No, this is going to be poo-poo. This is going to be a hot poo-poo. There are some new cards that might be coming in the game very soon. I think it was Frieza, Masenko Gohan, and there was one other one that I can't think of at the top of my head. It might have been Captain Ginyu, but there's 3 sparking cards that they're going to be adding soon that have been data mined. And yeah, it's poo-poo. Jace. Alright guys, that's pretty much going to be the video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you're still having trouble with PvP, anything that I can help you solve or resolve, I would be more than happy to try. Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to smash that like button on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.